It sometimes seems as if we agree on nothing, South Africans, but there's one thing that we finally do all agree on. In the end, we want a country that respects people as people, by who we are, not by who our forefathers were. But wow, do we hold ourselves back from getting there? You may have noticed, dear co-trekker, that there are some words you don't often hear from this mouth. Those are words that often do seem crucial to any brand of talk on the human component at the tip of Africa. Simple, one-syllable words too, the B word and the W word, black and white with capitals. Humble words, born innocent, but in current times exaggerated to absurdity in several countries, but very much including our own. Here, for every mention of a black cat or a white pillar or a black and white whiskey, there are a dozen times that those words are about a person. They're often even a noun. He is a white, she is a black. Ugh. That is such a jarring formula, a black, a white. It makes colour not merely the most important feature of a person, but their very identity. No half-smart person would in these relatively evolved times summarize anyone as, say, he is a Jew, she is a cripple. But when it comes to the B word and the W word, no problem. And while the can add a special degree of offensiveness, there are times that the absent is worse, a la send your black, beyond earth. How inaccurate these terms are, brown and pink would be truer. How extreme these terms are, we make opposites, creating the submoronic idea that what's good for the one is bad for the other. How abject these terms are, symbolizing the failure of freedom. For a while after 94, our public rhetoric was big on the Simunya idea, we are one. That has become a parody. We are anything but one. As far as media world is concerned, no sentence is complete until it has pronounced on something that the blacks, or nowadays more frequently, the whites, must do. Still, despite the best endeavors of our so-called leadership, the undercarriage of society keeps moving forward. One indication is constantly on display to persons of my demographic, that is a big new respectable word for racism. Mlungu fades away and Daddy takes its place. Now, there was never anything rude about Mlungu, contrary to some hysterical scare stories that do their paranoid rounds, but it is stunningly race-fixated. You can't particularly blame the person who says it. Zulu doesn't even have a term for person. It only knows our kind of person, umuntu, or the other kind of person, Mlungu. But you can rejoice in the way that people grow out of it. Just a few years ago, Daddy was unthinkable, I suppose, too familiar for a certain time of our history. Now it's routine. Sometimes in the vernacular, Baba, Tata, Ntate, Ra, and varying also into Grandpa, Kulu, Uncle, Umalume, etc. What was an essentially estranging form of address drifts ever more into an embracing one. I've said before, might even say again, that to me the essence of South Africa today is spectacularly inadequate politics poisoning a spectacularly lovely foundation. Even while the politics descends from farce to disaster, the foundation keeps rising. Here is another case in point. It was okay being Mlungu, but it's a good deal nicer being Daddy. It also does wonders to block ears against the intellectual cacophony flying in ever-tightening backward circles up its own B-word and W-word orifices. Ending that needs climbing past the herd count vote where we restate the political identity we were born into. To start with, let's just notice that if South Africa is to be worthwhile for anyone, it must be worthwhile for everyone. A Simunya with much freedom space. Let's think Simunya with meaning.